guys, this is Keza McDonald here for IGN with our dear leader, Mr. Steve Butts.
Hello, Keza.
It's lovely to see you here today.
It's lovely to see you.
We're going to be chatting about Assassin's Creed 4, more footage of which was shown last night at the Sony conference.
Yeah, we keep seeing more and more of this game, and I'm getting, honestly, more and more excited in spite of myself.
I think this is... Last year we just saw basically the same bit of Assassin's Creed 3 several times throughout the day. This time we didn't... I don't think we saw much... we saw a little bit of it at the Ubisoft conference, but it was this demo that excited me more because it showed me the world, which is what I really want to see.
Yeah, I mean, it was very good in terms of setting the tone that I think we're going to experience throughout the entire game. I mean, it's the life of a pirate, so obviously there's a lot that comes wrapped up in that for us. You sort of expect to see a lot of these low-life characters and a lot of situations where things could go horribly wrong for people. And this demo really delivered on that sort of dangerous pirate life.
I like the seamless transition there. It's always been a hallmark of Assassin's Creed for me. It's how slick it is. Like, the production on these games is extraordinary. And when they're transitioning into something more open-worldy, like this is going to be, you worry that's going to slip up. But it doesn't look like it does. It looks so polished already.
It does, and it's just full of details. I mean, every little square inch of this game has something in it that looks like it was placed there intentionally.
Yeah.
It's not just generic boxes and crates lying around, although you do see plenty of barrels. They are pirates after all.
This skipping, by the way, this happened during the conference. There was during the conference, everybody was like, "Ooh!" every time it skipped. So that's not a technical hitch on our side, but this is what we've got to work with.
Wow, way to dodge the blame for that. That was nice. Way to put that off on Ubisoft and Sony.
I like the foliage. You know what? Next gen leaves. I'm all about the next gen leaves.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because in Assassin's Creed 3, we finally got to have some sort of wilderness gameplay, and this looks like it's even venturing a little further into that space.
Quite, and you know, the outdoor bits of Assassin's Creed 3 for me were the best bits. Like when you're in the nascent American cities, I think part of the problem is they weren't quite built up enough to have the kind of same ornate, interesting things to climb as Italy did, and previously as the Middle East did. So it's cool to see here the wilderness coming back as a big thing, like outside here. Also cool for me, this is stealth.
Right.
I think that was really lacking in Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 was good stealth.
Right.
You could stealth it, but it never really worked that well, and you often ended up in combat when you didn't want to be. So I'm hoping this indicates that stealth might be more.
And it wasn't even all that necessary. I mean, the assumption was, after playing the second round of games, Brotherhood and whatnot, that Assassin's Creed was fundamentally an urban game.
Yeah.
You had to have a city. Because that not only gave you the vertical buildings and gave you the vertical gameplay, but it also meant lots of crowds of people in which you could sort of lose yourself and track other people. And it looks like they're delivering some of that here, but it's completely outside of the urban setting, which I find very refreshing.
It's nice to see next-gen Assassin's Creed as well, isn't it? Look at that. Again, though, I mean, a lot of this is comfortingly familiar almost, isn't it? Like this classic jump from high place.
Right.
Although the combat here, I think it looks cooler.
You think?
Just the animation on that looks cooler. Although, again, Assassin's Creed 3 always floats so well.
Yeah.
Tomahawks are always great. Loving this.
Now, this is the part where I really began to get excited, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of really great pirate-themed games. I mean, there are a few games that try every now and then. There are a few Age of Sail type games that deliver on the 16th, 17th century fantasy of mine to actually be a ship captain. But this looks like it really hits on all the targets that I wanted to hit on. I mean, you've got the fantastically intricate ships. I mean, look at these things. It's so
beautiful.
Intricately
Look
detailed.
at that immediate, like, just run from island onto ship. I mean, this is obviously a set piece, but this is what I want to see from the game. I want to see this kind of fluidity, not feeling like I'm being put in a specific situation and having to play out that situation exactly in one way. I want to see more fluidity.
And you don't want to feel like, now I'm Edward, and then suddenly I become a ship. That's not the case at all. What you are here is you're Edward on a ship. So you have full freedom. You have the verticality of the rigging and the sails. I mean, it just fits perfectly with what the franchise, I think, is known for.
It does, doesn't it? I think the seafaring bits of Assassin's Creed 3 were really standout. Like, they were really, really good.
But they almost seemed a little tacked on.
They did, yeah. It was like, why is this here? But I enjoyed a lot of that stuff more than I did, some of the story missions and some of the things I was doing in Boston. So, exciting explosion just distracted me from what I was going to say. So yeah, more time on the ship, but I think this freedom on the ship here, this is crucial also, like you said.
Well, and I wonder to what extent the reception for the naval battles in Assassin's Creed 3 prompted the developers to say, you know what, maybe we should maybe we should pick an era for the next game that will actually allow us to do this even more.
I think they've been working on Assassin's Creed 4 since a year before Assassin's Creed 3 even came out, which I think again just shows Ubisoft, transitioning this to very much an annual franchise. But yeah, I think the naval battles clearly were a hit aspect. Is that Blackbeard? I was saying earlier, I reckon that's Blackbeard.
Well, he has a black beard, so
he does have a black
you're
beard.
covered there at least. So one thing we don't know is where does the Animus fit into all this?
Yes.
That's always been a part of the series that's kind of stuck out like a sore thumb to me.
And also, now that the story of Desmond is done,
right?
How
Spoilers.
does this work?
It's over.
Spoilers. Yeah, I think this thing may have picked up on that since last year.
Right.
This is such a shame. Yay, and it ended.
All right. Well,
it ended on stuttering.
For all things Assassin's Creed 4, keep it locked to IGN.